Welcome to Dump Truck Toolbox. I'm Alan. Today we're going to be doing a vehicle comparison between a Freightliner triaxle, a Kenworth quad, and a Mack Quint. I wanted to give you an update on the work we've been doing on the interstate ramp. You can see the pavement there. We've paved that strip, or the more or less lane-wide strip, for about half a mile. And the pavement's looking pretty good. We've still got more work to do. But as I pull in here, you're going to see my a little claim to shame. So I pull up, the driver's side wheels are on the new pavement. And then as I get into position, you can see the tire marks there down at the bottom in the middle. Those are what I left. So we're trimming the edge here. We're putting sand down. This keeps the asphalt from being undermined by any moisture. And then we're working at the bottom end of the ramp, and you're going to see more of this work later, but we're scooping up more broken asphalt. We'll be paving that area eventually. And then, of course, if you have broken up asphalt in the back of your truck, you need to dispose of it. So I went to our lot, and the loader said, don't put it up on top of Asphalt Mountain. So I didn't get that thrilling ride. Instead, I dumped it at the bottom. And I believe he scooped it up and put it into the machine that processes it. So here we go with the vehicle comparison. We have the Freightliner triaxle, my big orange triaxle. Then we have the Kenworth quad, and then we have the Mack Quint. And so the this view is the three trucks going down the road. My key observation here is the Quint is as steady as can be. If you watch my right hand with the red glove, it doesn't move hardly any. It is going down the road like a straight arrow, pretty much. When you look at the Kenworth quad, it is also quite steady. My steering hand moves a little more, and so it's still good. It's still stable on the road, but it moves a little more. And then my current ride, the big orange triaxle, the Freightliner, my right hand, which you can just see at the edge of the image there, it's moving substantially more. And I think there are a couple of things that explain the difference between the three trucks. First of all, the Mack is the newest truck, so it's got the tightest um, steering components and suspension. The Freightliner is the oldest, and I'm pretty sure has the most miles on it, so it's got a little more wear on it. Still a good truck, but it's just a little looser. And then the Kenworth falls in the middle. But the second thing, and the point I really wanted to focus on, is the longer the commercial vehicle, the more steady it seems to be. And the Quint has 16 tires. It has the 5 rear axles plus the front axle, and by far the longest wheelbase of these three trucks. The big orange triaxle, the Freightliner, has the shortest wheelbase and the fewest number of tires on the ground. And wheelbase matters. Let's take a look at how the three different vehicles turn. So here, all three are approaching the same turn. You'll notice the difference in the greenery because it's at different times of the year. Setting them all up. The Freightliner Tri, it's not a big deal. You sort of put it any reasonable spot and it'll make the turn. The quad and the Quint you have set up very carefully. And as I start the turn here with the Triaxle, I don't even turn the wheel all the way, and then I straighten it up. It's no problem at all. Now the other two, we're going to do a slow motion replay here. The Quint, I turn the wheel all the way and I hold it hard against the left stop, and happen to set it up right. So it came out of the turn, probably with maybe 12 inches of pavement to spare. Not a whole lot of breathing space though. The quad, I actually turn all the way and then I unwind it just a bit, and it makes the turn with no real problem. It's the long one, harder to make it around corners. The short one, the triaxle, it makes it around quite easily. The last point of comparison I want to make between these three vehicles is their fuel mileage. The Quint gets 6.5 miles to the gallon. The Quad gets 4.98. Those are both from the trip computers on the trucks. And then I keep paper records of my fuel and my mileage every day. And so the triaxle, after driving it about 1,150 miles, I'm averaging 4.6 miles per gallon. Now, this is the opposite of what you would expect. The smallest truck, the triaxle, gets the worst mileage, and the largest truck, the Mack Quint, gets the best fuel mileage. I think there are a couple of explanations for this. First of all, the Quint is the newest of the three trucks, so it has less wear and tear. It also has later engine technology. It uses DEF. It's got more sophisticated um, electronic engine controls. And then the other big thing it has is it has an automated manual transmission. And that is probably the most efficient transmission you can put on a dump truck. It has all the advantages of a manual transmission with perfect shifts at pretty much every time from the computer. Both the Freightliner Tri and the Kenworth Quad have traditional automatic transmissions with a torque converter, and there's some losses due to inefficiency in the fluid coupling in the torque converter. And then they both have 6 gears, and so the the um, the engine may not be at ideal RPM, and sometimes it might hang on to a shift a little longer than it should for efficiency. So we'll check back in on fuel mileage um, in another month or so. And so I appreciate you joining me today. As always, if you found today's video interesting or useful, please click the like button. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. We've hit 100 subscribers, so there's some more video content coming down the road here. And be safe out there. Make sure you make your turns right. And hope to see you again soon on the Dump Truck Toolbox.